Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 for the conclusion of our business with Aranessa's Assault Spite. The campaign, of course, is over, but we have one last little thing to see to, and I have fast-forwarded a couple of turns so that Aranessa's army has time to completely heal. I hired in a new Necrofex Colossus because the auto-resolver is an asshole, and now we are ready to do the final things. Let's just step out here, let's open up the Kraken's Bane quest, teleport to this great battle. And the weapon is, like, fine. You get some casualty replenishment at the end of the battle for all of your armies, interestingly. We get access to the Regiment of Renown Necrofex Colossus, but it doesn't seem like we really needed it during the game. We were getting them all over the place anyway. And frankly, a lot of the time, they weren't even the right solution to the problem. It's just they were really easy to recruit. All right, so here we go. A band of Norskins thinks they can whatever. I don't know what the plot is of this battle. Let's do it. Now keep in mind, it says decisive victory, casualties low. That looks like a pretty easy enemy force. There is going to be more to it than that. It is going to be more complicated. What started out as a hunt to punish some Norskins for murdering Manann's creatures has now become an emotionally charged family affair. Aranessa may have been born Norskin, but her allegiance has always been to the sea. Rejected and betrayed by her own flesh and blood as a baby, she now has a chance to appease the bitterness raging eternally inside her. The skilled chieftain claiming to be her birth father has just launched a raid against Pack Ice Bay, and apparently we don't need to see the rest of that text. This is what a Marauder Berserker is, so you know, they deal damage. They are anti-infantry. They're going to get shot in the face like a whole bunch. That's basically how this is going down. So they have a few units of Marauder Berserkers. They have some Marauder Champions who are like heavily armored axe infantry. And then aside from that, they're mostly not wearing any clothes. They have a giant and a couple of war mammoths who are also relatively soft targets, although as you might imagine, they are very large and dangerous.
Not this Norse puppet who claims ownership simply because he spilt his seed. No, my real sire, the Sea Father. Let the forces of the false beget to crash uselessly against the cliffs, like waves against a swordfish's hull. Cutlass is out! Blood is salt!
Also, look at this tree. That zoom really featured the beauty of that tree. Alright, your blood father charges with a large force. Brace yourself and hold your ground. So, they got some of their marauders and stuff up front. And then also one of the mammoths. And then they've got a secondary force. Okay, so this is the full army that we were told about. This is another force that was not reported. These are all just extra units. Well, let's prepare for that then. One thing I don't like about these quest battles is they just throw you into them without letting you set up your troops at all. And so you end up in these situations where, like, we're in this really nonsensical shape that I would never put us in. Okay, the gunnery white should probably end up like right around here. A little higher on the hill than most of the other gun forces. You also get over there. Okay. Let's do it. And remember, we have Aranessa's cannons in addition to the shanty and everything to work with. Lots of magic in the pool. We're going to be able to cast a lot of good spells. The Necrofex Colossus is trying its level best, but does not seem to be able to hit this mammoth. Remember, these are maximum level... still terrible shooting. These are maximum level mortars, so in theory, they're as accurate as mortars are ever going to be. You might notice, still kind of not doing any damage. mortars. It's just it's just the way it is. Oh, enemies have been spotted in the woods. So just a lot of garbage. Okay. Are my okay, they're mostly in position. You two should be like in open fire mode here. That mammoth needs to die. The mammoth needs to be dead some time ago, in fact. We cannot with all of this waiting. So they're rolling around on us. They got some horse masters and some ice wolves. So the ice wolves are pretty much what you expect. They are dog units, and as such, not very good, but they're better than most dog units, I think. A little bit more compelling. And then these guys are just like javelin throwers on horseback. Annoying, but definitely vulnerable to bullets. Okay, there we go. There's the gunfire I need. Alright, the gun units that are pretty much in position need to make their shooting work. I think it's probably fine to keep the mortars aimed mostly over here for the moment. They are approaching us with their mammoths way ahead of the rest of their force. I don't think that's actually very smart. I don't think that's going to work out for them at all. I'm going to roll Aranessa forward. Aranessa can fight a mammoth by herself if she has to. I'm going to maybe move the crabs back a little bit because, first of all, we don't actually need to be able to fight the mammoth with the crabs. And secondly, actually, fuck these Marauder Horsemasters. That's the new plan.
Take it all!
Okay. So that worked just fine. Let's have some crab spawns over here. You lot can just turn around and open up on these things that are coming up behind. Let's take aim at the horse masters. I think this group of ogres should be sufficient to hold a lot of this at bay. But you know what? We probably should pull some of the crabs for actual defense. Okay. Is the mammoth going to ignore Aranessa, or is it going to stop and fight? Okay, it's going to stop and fight. So I'm just going to crash its stats. Buff up. Okay. Spawned the crabs right into the middle of their charge. Really couldn't have gone better. Okay, so now we need to deal with these ice dogs. Okay, those ones are already on the run. I'm a little worried that we might not be able to shoot these ones as cleanly because of the position of... Yeah, this might be awkward. Well, we can afford to turn around all of our guns for the moment and just do our level best here. You know what? You're in melee mode. You're riding on these things. Because the thing we often forget about the Gunnery White is that he's actually really good at melee combat. Okay, y'all need to turn around. We're getting close to time to engage the enemy. I forgot to net these guys. Can we please get a moment here? Okay. Y'all need to come back here and provide some cover. Those ice wolves will just keep running, so this Promethean's mob should probably also just run through. And the ogres are doing fine. So they still have a giant incoming, which is the thing that we do need to worry about. It's kind of a big mean-looking dude with a big mean-looking weapon. It's probably not shanty time just yet. Aranessa has not yet killed this mammoth, but she's got it on the run at least. Okay, you can turn. Yeah, let's start worrying about this thing. I'm gonna actually have the gunners just focus on the giant. They're not gonna be able to see the wolves, I'm worried. Those things also are kind of over with, so y'all turn around and also shoot at this. And our vampire fleet captain isn't going to get over here fast enough for it to matter, so right up. You're in melee combat. Go, go, go.
Sword spite! Faster! Now! Cut their chips!
I guess I can just have at these guys while they're netted. That is a comical amount of gunfire. Remarkably, the giant lives. Somehow he has managed to survive. Let's just do a little 42-pounder barrage right alongside the ogre front. This is okay. So we have two of the units of Marauder champions over here. This is definitely some of the stronger enemies. Let's have the crabs try to tie them up, and we'll see if we can't catch them with a spell. Where is... Okay, this is Lottie. Yeah. Ooh. That's a shaman sorcerer. Lottie might go hunt herself a wizard in a second here. I don't know that I want her fighting the mammoth necessarily. Here, we can do this, though. We can drop the mammoth's speed, so it's less likely to catch her. And I think this is a pretty okay moment for the Vangeist's revenge. I wonder... I don't think I'll be able to catch the units over there. No, it's not going to shoot far enough. And while that's going on, let's throw some Sartosan grape shot into this whole mess. That's an awful lot of enemy units.
Good lad!
Okay, no, we did manage to hit them with some of it.
I'll see
All right.
to it.
They're not going to let me loose. Let's just have at the mammoth. He doesn't have a lot of HP. Aranessa is in position to deal the killing blow to her blood father herself. It feels like we should probably do that. Look at that. He thinks he can run.
The gods watch! Do not disgrace us!
Oh, I wasn't ready to end the battle yet. I was going to make sure Aranessa went home with that guy's head on a pike. On her old pike, since she now has a new pike that she can use. Okay, loss is 4. I think it was like an ogre and then probably a couple of guys from that mortar crew. Just really embarrassing. I was not holding off on that battle because I was like, oh gosh, I don't know if we can manage it yet. I was not doing it because I didn't think we needed to. I didn't think it was it was worth the trouble. And yeah. Also, we didn't even get to kill the wizard. We were going to kill that wizard. I had to say, that's definitely one of the less impressive quest battles. They usually have a little bit more to them, like more enemies coming in from the sides, or more triggered events, or some kind of like interesting rules. Just that one was very whatever. It's not intended to be the climactic event of a campaign, to be fair. Probably has a little something to do with why it does not feel like the climactic event of a campaign. But in any case, hey, look, we did it. Gosh, did we ever. Also, the unit of ogres has 125 kills. I have really enjoyed getting to use ogre man-eaters as part of this army, which often has trouble with sort of like beef until it can get up to rotting Prometheans. And the ogres play so well with all of like the gimmicks. They feel like a really natural slot into this force. This Aranessa's like combined roster thing has been a real delight to play. I've had a lot of fun with this campaign.
I am not.
Okay. Competent protector. Technically that counted as a defensive battle. And we've done it. We have achieved the Kraken's Bane. It's good. It's totally good and fine. It gives a bonus versus large and some melee attack to all of the units nearby. A bonus versus large to every one of your guys within 35 meters is pretty cool. That's a neat bonus. Yeah, and that's it. That's what that was. Let's go have a quick look before we stop at... Here we go. Here it is. The Gallows Giant. It has the touch of Bogenhafen. Instead of salvos of cannonballs, the infamous Gallows Giant covers its enemies in a wave of incinerating fire. Okay, so it just has a big flamethrower. It has a much shorter range, and it just lays down leadership penalties, and also, as you might imagine, just a truly horrifying amount of damage. And it has that on its melee attack as well. Big bonus versus infantry, of course. Yeah, that's cool. That's a neat thing. It is not unique to this force, and I think we did see it in the Silostra Derfan campaign. But yeah, okay, that's it. I feel like that's where we can call it. We have dealt with all of Aranessa's business. We are the most infamous pirate in the universe by a huge margin. We are the only remaining vampire, which is exactly the way that Aranessa would prefer to have it. And also, we killed that guy who kept saying he was our dad. Take that, Bloodfather. That's going to be it for us for this series. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, next week, we're going to have something new in this slot. I'm very excited to show you some cool new games. I hope y'all are excited to see them. And we'll see you then.